So it's the entire APC machinery against Governor Ademola Adeleke for the Osun State governorship seat. And it's extremely obvious the way things are looking. Initially, the Edo State governor came campaigning against the governor, saying that the governor is always dancing, that he needs to stop dancing and he needs to dance out of there. Listen to this.
Before somebody sign paper, he will dance. Are you not tired? For 4 years, this man has been dancing. Before he take breakfast, before he drink tea, he will dance. I was asking my friend, and I said, I can't even remember when I saw this man in our general meeting in Abuja. Before he even entered the plane, he will dance. Before he got there, we had closed. So he won't know what we are saying. He doesn't know the reality of today. If they bring money, chop that money from them, but don't vote for them. They said they have money to spend. Is that not so? Just collect the money, keep it in your pocket. That man is Obaseki's friend. You know we kick Obaseki out of Edo. So we have to kick his friend out of this place too. Edo people chop Obaseki's money, but they never vote for him. But they kick him out. A governor that is not working, the best gift for him is to send him out of that state.
Then all of a sudden, His Excellency Hope Uzodinma said the same thing. Maybe not the same thing, but in other words, talking about the governorship election in Osun State. And he's talking all the way from Imo State. And Davido seems to be the person standing in to speak up for his uncle, because Davido has a huge audience, so he's able to speak very assertively against it. So let's take a listen.
And to our daddy from Imo State, I say this with respect, sir. I have heard rumors suggesting that there are moves to interfere in the Osun State election, or use the state as a political battleground to prove a point. I do not present these claims as facts, but I appeal to you, sir, to use your influence to promote peace and allow the people of Osun choose their candidates freely.
Then you now had an issue where the EFCC froze the Osun State accounts. And then President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu had to order EFCC to close these accounts. And that's why I say that sometimes some things that they say are coming in from the presidency are not actually from the presidency, but people in his circle that have personal interests that are speaking in or doing things on behalf of the presidency. So now the president had to just be embarrassed and say, I didn't ask them to do that, and instructed EFCC to reopen those accounts. And then all of a sudden, a sitting senator representing Osun State, started saying all sorts of defamatory things against Governor Adeleke and the Accord Party of which he represents, that if anybody comes from Accord Party to vote for the governor should be unalived, that this election is a federal election. It's no longer a state election. That's why I said earlier that it is Governor Ademola Adeleke versus the federal government. Because if a sitting senator is sitting up here talking like this, if a current sitting governor of Edo State is campaigning against the governor, and also the governor of Imo State speaking against the governor, that should say something. And we just need to hope that the Independent National Electoral Commission is independent in the Osun State election, because the Osun State election is going to be a huge determining factor as to whether the national election will be free, fair, and credible. So my appeal to INEC, to Professor Joash Amuputan, is that this should be a free, fair, and credible election so that people can come out and vote for their own chosen candidate during the national election in January of 2027. So this is a huge deal that governors are coming from the woodworks and speaking against the governor. So, and then you also had Ademola Momodu speak just a few hours ago saying that he's going to support His Excellency Governor Ademola Adeleke as governor, even though he's in ADC, that he's going to support his brother in Accord Party. So you have supporters like that are cross-carpeting.
They should allow you to. They should allow you to do anti-party activities for these ones, and you retreat a step afterwards.
I remember watching Governor Fashola of Lagos State when he said, "May our loyalty not be tested." My loyalty is being tested this time, and I've chosen Ademola Adeleke. Not just because he's a friend, but because he has done well. Speak to anybody who has visited us. I was born in Ile-Ife. I spent almost the first 28 years of my life in Ile-Ife. Apart from the University of Ife, I've never seen a major development in Ife since I was born in 1960, like what Governor Adeleke
Chief Dele Momodu
in recent time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see anything wrong with that, because in the US, a lot of Republicans voted for Obama. A lot of Republicans actually just went against their own candidate and voted for Obama and supported Obama. So I don't know if I should say that there's anything wrong with what Ademola Momodu is doing, Ademola Momodu is doing, but let's see what happens during the Osun State election, that everything pans out and it's a free, fair, and credible election. Because if that's not the case, and it is not proven that it's a free, fair, credible election, and that there is ballot snatching, and there is a change in the EC8A, and there is not direct electronic transmission into IREV, and if there is no voter accreditation in the BVA, which is the bimodal voter accreditation system, if that does not happen, or the INEC officials come in late and they don't start doing accreditation on time, if a lot of these things happen, then there's going to be an issue. Or the budget for the Osun State election is not released on time. That is another issue. So we have to really look at all the factors that will come into play that will make the election possible. So let's just hope that the Osun State election is free, fair, and credible, so that it allays the fears of Nigerians to go out and bring out their PVCs and say, you know what, I will vote and my vote will count in my polling unit.